Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of my Minecraft Let's Play. That is my old intro, hey. Guess you get the special. So, today, as you may notice, we are in fact not in the world, well at least not the one we're familiar with, but in my creative testing world, and that's because creative mode is cool and awesome and nice and cool and very nice and awesome and very cool. So I figured I might as well spend this episode, since we have a flattened out area for it now, trying to devise some building ideas or whatnot for my apartment. I'm not necessarily saying any of these will stick, but I figured it'd be a lot more fun than just another episode of random bullshit. So here I am, in fact, not doing random bullshit, but actually getting stuff done. I know, it's a revolutionary concept for this series. I'm thinking is that I have a wall like this. I'm not sure how big I'm not necessarily making the whole structure. I'm just devising some. I probably shouldn't put it in front of the TNT cannon. I'm not particularly making a building per se, but rather just devising certain aesthetics that I want to go for. Because right now I know what I want, but I'm not entirely sure how I will achieve it. So I'm going to start by doing a pretty traditional, like Upper Fifth Avenue, New York type building. Or at least a wall. Probably just going to do the front wall, but no, that's definitely not it. I mean, that's better, but I don't think that's, doesn't really feel, I mean, I guess I haven't really done much yet, but it feels off. The only type of fence I really have is nothing. So I do have O keys. That brings up the whole too many items menu. Oh, dear God, no. Okay, it's just, so if I have something like that, then you see, the problem is that you can't really wrap stairs around anything, right? Wish it did do that, but since that's not a feature, it's just not going to happen. So imagine this is a window or something. That's way uglier. English? It's way uglier than if I just put a fucking window there, wherever that would be. Here you go. I mean, that's okay, I guess. It's not great. I mean, that looks better. That looks better, because now there's actually going on. If I put it like that, does it look better? Yeah, I think so. No, actually, no. Now I look at that, bit of a tough call. Try to place these with fences. Okay, it looks a lot sturdier when there's fences there. It's definitely going to be fences, not iron bars. Um, Now for this I'm lost on. Like, I can't really do something like that. That's really ugly. That's, I don't like how detailed that is. Maybe okay, something simpler like that. It's getting there. Honestly, that actually looks pretty good, actually. That's actually looking pretty nice. If I put something like that there, does it look big? No, it doesn't. In fact, that actually looks even better. So like this could be the corner of the building, right? And then it, like, I'm not gonna build the other end, but it's like a proof of concept that sort of wraps around here like this. Yeah. Now I'm not sure how I'm gonna do the floor levels. Something tells me that at the floor level, this whole section will be a lot more covered. Like, now let's do 2 stories. This first 2-story concept. It's not gonna have a roof, at least not yet. But I'm thinking something like this. Yeah, I don't hate that. Whoa. Whoa, that actually looks really good. Do I have I do have a sandstone slab. If I put it like, okay, I can see that working. As like a first floor concept, and it sort of trails off, as you can see here, right? And then and then say that this is the ceiling, and then this is where the floor block is on the next level. So we do like that. Yeah, okay, I can get behind that. This is fun. I'm about to do something like this. This is really entertaining, at least for me. So yeah, it's a nice. And then I could. I'm not sure about that. I think leaving a space there helps to separate the floors a little bit and makes it clear that there are multiple floors of this building, and it's not just one consecutive thing that's really tall on the inside. Like, I like, because I find that part of what makes like urban buildings look very urban is that they have a sort of modular feel to them, like you could, as if you could take parts away from them and it would still be this more or less the same building. Like, say I removed the first and second story, like I don't know, like the 4th and 10th floor of like a 12-story building in New York, it would still look the exact same, just shorter, because each floor repeats itself to an extent. Obviously, like the roof and the ground floor, maybe the second floor, different, but it feels more like one consecutive series as opposed to a whole building. course, there's benefits to something feeling like a whole building. Like you take a look at the it's a good example. The Willis Tower in New York, not Chicago. God, talking about New York, and I completely forget the name of the other town I'm about to talk about. Take a look at the Willis Tower in Chicago. That feels like it's one whole building. Is it still called the Willis Tower? I don't know. Yeah, you take a look at that building. Yeah, like that. And then you don't look at it as if it's like, oh, here's the first floor, here's the second floor, yada yada yada. Like you can't count the stories. It feels more like one giant building, right? A giant work of art of urban design, just in the city. If I do something like this, would that? Yeah, 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 but at the same time, not really. If I do something, maybe it's a little narrower than the window. Yeah, yeah, that works. I'm gonna just expand this design because honestly, I was gonna do more designs, but this one I might have landed on a winner on the first try. Of course, I'm not gonna have every single building looking like this because that would be, for many very obvious reasons, dumb. But as a first building, I'm surprised that my design is as non-experimental as it is. Yeah, I might do that for the roof, but not. I'm gonna build a third floor and then a roof, so it doesn't just feel like. Because I'd imagine this is probably gonna be like a 4 or 5 story building, right? Not a building, so I want it to accurately portray that height as I'm conceptualizing it. Right, this is missing the slabs here. That looks nice. I think maybe it's a little too much sandstone, which I think will just naturally be combated by making the building just bigger, like horizontally. Um, but as like one whole design, it's looking nice. I'm gonna take a look at. Let's go to New York. I was just gonna pay attention to some of the buildings there. Take a look at the roofs. I know this is probably not very interesting. I'll try to describe what I'm seeing. Yeah, I'm paying attention to how the roofs of these older buildings are done, and it sort of just ends. It's not really a like a oh the last floor has something special going on with it. With a lot of these older buildings, the roof sort of just happens. There's not really much of a like a grandiosity to a lot of them, which is interesting. I think I'm gonna try replicating that. Roof ledge probably goes up to about because this you know ceiling block, floor block, and then the ledge is probably about there. Yeah, this last level, it curves up into it here. And then yeah, that looks pretty nice. Now it'd be probably be good if we put like some sort of like crown of sorts top of the building. Very minor crown, but a crown, you know. Yeah, just something like that. So it doesn't feel so flat at the top. And honestly, that's looking pretty good. It's a little compact, but like with scaling it, I think it'll look a lot better. Because obviously the sandstone to stone brick, not stone brick, just regular brick ratio is a little off here. Like there's way more, well, not way more, but I mean if you're looking at the thing as a whole, there's more sandstone than there is brick here. I mean, obviously structurally that is not the case. In fact, there's a lot more brick. But when you look at it from this angle, you're just seeing you're just seeing sandstone. Not a bad thing, but definitely something that should be worked on. Another thing, I think maybe it'd be nice if the walls on the inside are made of something like clay, gray wool. Hell, actually, stone might be. It's a little gray though, like a little too gray. Although, I mean, I'm looking at the rest of the blocks and stone. Stone seems the best option from a material standpoint, anyways, and also looks the least chaotic. Snow could work. Snow could work, actually. Snow might be the way to go. Assuming it doesn't melt, obviously. So yeah, if we just make everything out of snow. Oh, I wonder if it would be possible to put like trapdoors Yes. Nope. Okay. Wishful thinking, because I was hoping we could use those as like actual window shutters. Iron bars. I mean, those kind of look like. That might actually be sufficient. Well, let's try iron bars versus fences. Fences are off center though. That might. Yeah, it's also the same material. It's the same block as what's on the outside, and well, that's pretty realistic. It doesn't look very good. I might do nether brick fences. That looks pretty good. Contrasts nicely with the snow, and also contrasts nicely with the regular fences on the outside. So I might do nether brick fences. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. I think I'll stick with that. So, with that being said, I think that'll be it for this episode. Thanks for watching this rather experimental episode of my Minecraft Let's Play, and I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye.